The eCom Seller Summit was created to prove that with the right tools and training, anyone and everyone can make money in e-commerce. So many people want to try their hand at e-commerce, selling on eBay, Amazon, Shopify, and more, but they're afraid they won't be successful. This summit will show you that there's many ways to do e-commerce, and there are many platforms you can explore, because e-commerce really has no limits. It really can pay your bills, and e-commerce never sleeps. There's nothing like waking up to profits from getting sales all night long. My name is Nicole Whitlock, and this is the eCom Seller Summit. Before we get started, please be sure to take notes. Today's eCom Seller Summit speaker is Keysha Bass. Keysha is a powerhouse entrepreneur and sought-after speaker and entrepreneur. Her success within the industry has been gained through her consistency and persistence. Keysha earned her first six figures in less than 1 year online, completely using the power of social media. Keysha also enjoys showing people how to make money in e-commerce without touching any products. Keysha, thank you for sharing your knowledge with us today. Hello, this is Nicole Whitlock with the eCom Seller Summit, and we're so glad that you all are here today. I have with me the amazing, the awesome Miss Keysha Bass. Now, let me just tell you, I have been following Keysha for a long time. Keysha actually, she doesn't know this, and she's about to find out right now, that she is part of my inspiration. She was my muse for this actual project. She was working on some stuff in October, and there was something about what she said that just kicked me off into a different stratosphere. And I was like, okay, I have to do this. So for whatever reason, she helped me develop this idea, this concept of moving our conferences online. She just doesn't know it. She's finding out for the first time right now. So Keysha, I want you to know that I do think you are amazing. I appreciate all you do, that you help your community. You're all about making sure that people are successful in e-commerce. And that I appreciate. And that's the reason why I wanted you to be a speaker. So introduce yourself and tell everyone a little bit about what you do.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Awesome. Well, thanks for having me. Totally appreciate it. To learn that, I can inspire another woman, another mom, because, I love women and moms. And so to really, just do it, right? So congratulations to you. And thank you so much. You're awesome, girl. And I'm so glad that e-commerce actually brought us together. So I'm super excited about that. But I'm Keysha Bass, and I'm a mom living out in Seattle. I have two boys that, keep me going for sure. I got started online in 2008, in network marketing, and just knew there was a different way. There was a better way, for moms and stuff like that. And I fired my boss in 2013, and thanks to e-commerce, thanks to e-commerce, yes, I was able to walk away and stay away. And so it's 2019 now. And so I've still been able to, make money from home, leveraging e-commerce and leveraging the internet. And I'm so grateful, to God for just allowing me to be able to do that and inspire other women to do the same. So yeah, that's my short version. That's the the short version of Keysha Bass.
Well, you have inspired a lot of women. I mean, you have, I don't know if you realize how many people that you've touched. I know my business partner, Renata, she's inspired by you. And we just love to hear when you get started and it's like church sometimes. That's all right. We love it. You keep it 100.
Right.
Tell me how you got, how you got started in print on demand, how you got started in e-commerce. What was your journey? And then what made you decide that print on demand was for you?
Okay. So how did I get started in e-commerce? Let's start there, because I actually was in e-commerce a little while before I got to print on demand. And I got laid off from my job. And so I was on emergency unemployment, and I was like, okay, so what am I going to do? Right. I was coming to the end. They were giving me letters, and they were like, your emergency unemployment is about to expire and you got to do something. Right. And I was, and a friend of mine sent me a link. And you and I both know this company, but a friend of mine sent me some information about how to get started selling on eBay. And so I really started my journey on eBay, and it was teaching me how to actually drop ship items on eBay from Amazon. And so, I mean, I didn't have anything to lose, so I just figured like I would try it, right? Although it wasn't the way I thought I would actually do six figures. Just being quite honest with you all, I was like, what? Like selling on eBay? Like, girl, that's like who wants to sell on eBay, right? But so I ended up, getting access to the training. I watched the videos. I said, okay, well, I'm going to list a toaster. And I remember the actual item and everything. So I listed this toaster, and I just like kind of forgot I had listed it. I listed it one, I think at night I listed it after the kids went to bed. And so the next morning we were up and I was getting the kids ready for school, and I had downloaded the eBay app on my phone, but I never knew what a cha-ching sounded like, right? So I didn't even know, right? So I was getting the kids ready, and next thing I know, I heard this cash register sound go off, and I was like, we were all, the kids, I'm thinking like, I didn't buy you guys a cash register, but so what is that? And so, and I picked up my phone, and it was like an eBay notification. It was like, you just sold an item. I was like, oh my God. So I was like, and because I got started, like I said, in online in 2008 in network marketing, right? So I'm a network marketer. And you guys all know, I mean, with network marketing, I mean, you don't make money unless you recruit people and unless you sell products, right? And so, I failed at that. I was like, I just
Me too. I failed at network marketing too. I had a little bit of a team and then it fell apart. So yes.
I totally sucked at that. So I was like, oh my God, like, okay. And so, so for me to be able to sell something, Nicole, and make money, right? Regardless of if anybody decided to sign up or decide to sell anything, I was like, holy crap, this is it. So that's literally like, I mean, I started on eBay. I mean, I just started, like making money. And because as I was saying, I have a passion to help, moms and women and stuff like that, like learn how to, create their own economy and, not have to depend on a job and all that kind of stuff. And so I just went like crazy, like showing moms and, women like how to do this and stuff, and it just blew up. So that was how I got to, e-commerce in general. But then I realized like that there were people selling stuff, on Amazon and on different websites that they weren't actually, the products weren't at their house. They weren't drop shipping, and they were, they were just, like using their creativity and stuff like that to do this. And so I actually found out about print on demand, and this was when our current president, when he got into office, okay. So yeah. Don't shoot me, okay? Nobody shoot me down, okay? But and I'll talk to you guys about, like really, being successful with print on demand, like, how to really do it. But I ended up creating a design, right? And I put it on Amazon, and it blew up. I mean, like, it blew up. I was literally selling like get 10 to 20 of this item a day, right?
Wow.
I never even touched the item. And so that kind of just like, just kind of wrecked my little world. I was like, oh my goodness. So anyway, so that's how I got into print on demand. And it, it's for some people, it's not, some people are like, they like to touch products and they like to do all that. And I think both of them are awesome. Right. I'll tell you guys that I think I'm not on the side where I think like everybody should just switch to like doing print on demand. No, I think that you should just like, you should do what works for you. And print on demand definitely works for me. So.
Oh my goodness. So tell me a little bit about, some of the things that I know that you made a lot of money with that one idea. some of the other things that you want to share with other people about print on demand, some of the strategies, websites, techniques that you use, other ways in which they can use print on demand, and maybe why print on demand might be good for a
Yeah.
specific person.
Okay, you asked me like 15 questions, so let me just. Okay, so let's just say, so why print on demand? That's that right there. So when getting started with like even like drop shipping, or like, selling from the stores, I'm saying, like sometimes people don't have the capital, right? In order to, even though it's $1 and Dollar Tree, whatever, right? Some people still, whatever. But so with print on demand, then it's really about you putting an item up, and it's the best way. If you're going to like, it's not drop shipping, right? Because it's like, but it is in so many in your mind, if you want to think about it that way. But it's actually, you have the product. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not where it's like you're taking a risk and you're going to list something that you found over on some website, and hopefully when you get to go back and order it, it's there. No, it's there because it's going to be a print on demand. So basically, like, I'll just say this, like football season, great time for print on demand. Why? Because people are passionate about their teams. They want to wear stuff that says, different sayings about their team. Okay, so for me, it's like, okay, when a person buys that particular item, now I can go send in an order, right, to my print on demand supplier to ship that out to the customer. And so really, why print on demand? If you don't have a lot of time, right, to like go to the stores and scan and stuff like that, perfect business model, right? For you, your mom, what I'm saying, like that. It's definitely for people who don't have a lot of time, and not a lot of capital, right? Because a lot of the ways that I teach you can really do your designs for free. There's no, you can pay for apps and stuff like that to help you, or you can hire designers, all kind of stuff. You can definitely get to that level. But if you're talking about starting out, it's a great, business model when you have, low capital. So.
Oh my goodness. And it is also a great business model for people who don't want to handle inventory. Like,
exactly.
You have the capital, but you really don't have the space, or you don't want a lot of inventory that you have to put your hands on.
Yeah.
Perfect for that. It is perfect.
Yeah, and it's a totally outsourceable business. Okay, so like that's like a word, like a outsourceable business, because it's unlike we're like private label where you're creating a brand and you got to order samples and all and nothing wrong with it. I'm gonna say I think they all are awesome, but it's just that some people, you just decide what you really want to do, right? And so it's really good if you want to just hire a team to do all the work, you could definitely do that, right? Just collect the checks. So
that sounds awesome too. That really does sound awesome.
Yeah. So go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I was gonna show, like, you were talking about websites and stuff like that, things that I actually use. Okay. So I want to just show you all, because some people are like, well, Keysha, I don't know how to come up with ideas, and I'm going to just kind of show you guys how we're going to debunk all of that. So let me just share my screen out. Let me know when you see my screen. You see Google? Okay, awesome. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is that you want to go after hot niches, okay? Print on demand is not like, some people like, they try to just, make designs, stuff that they like. And yeah, it may be something that you like, but I just say, listen, go after hot niches. Hot niches like pets, right? Pit bulls, that's a hot niche. Why? It's passionate. People are passionate about their pit bull. Why? Because there's so much controversy around it. So I tend to, find controversial type things, like not my president, or on the opposite end, right? So there's two swingers, they swing both ways. Not my president, and then you got adorable, deplorable. So hey, get in where you fit in. Okay, so But let's go and look up. So you can go and look up like different sayings. Like there's people who are like super passionate about knitting. Okay. So I say go look up like knitting memes, right? Because it's like, think about it, guys. What would you want to walk around with on your shirt or on your mug? You know, if you're going to do mugs and stuff like that. So look at this, you guys. So these are memes, and you can do like simple designs. You don't have to do like fancy stuff. Let's see here. The first rule of knitting club: do not talk about knitting club. You know, so knitters, they get this, right? This is definitely people. The knitters will be like, money can't buy happiness, but it can buy yarn, which is kind of the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So if I was a knitter, I would definitely I would wear it. I would definitely have a mug or, you know, something, t-shirt, sweatshirt or whatever, right? Tank top, you know, run before she knits something for you. And also you want to think about as well, you all, people will buy gifts for others. So this is not, print on demand is not the, print on demand is not the mugs you go down to the Walmart and buy, right? It's like, you know, like a $5 white mug. No, these are not mugs that people just go, you know, to use in their cabinets. Usually people are buying gifts for someone. So you want to think about it, you know, here's another niche that is really, that you guys may like. Teachers, okay? Because why? People buy gifts for the parents, at least parents, right? Parents are buying gifts for teachers, okay? So, so you can stay strong. The school year is almost over. So it's like, it's a gift idea, you know. You was broke, you was tired, you was a teacher. Now I don't know if I want to give it as a gift, but if I were a teacher, I may, you know, like, you know. So you can come through here and I'm sorry, is my teaching interrupting you? Right? And so you can think, so these are all like, you know, funny memes, and you can, and here's the thing about print on demand, you can test this stuff out. So I don't have to go and buy a whole bunch of mugs with, you know, is private school teacher still learns about, is a private school teacher, I don't know what they're talking about. But let's just see, let's see. Let's see here. I'm just looking.
And apparently teachers working on the weekends as well.
Yeah, this just in. Apparently teachers. Yeah. So, you know, so I wouldn't have to go, Nicole, and buy, you know, 100 mugs, you know what I'm saying? And then send them into Amazon and hopefully, you know, they sell. No, I could test it out. I could just, you know, I could buy, you know, put that design up on Amazon and, you know, and I, you know, it costs me a UPC code, right? So I'm saying it's like in my time investment, of course, of creating a design or whatever, but it's not like, you know, going and buying 100 mugs and hoping and praying that somebody likes it. So that's the other thing. So I really get designs like this, Nicole, and this is where it starts. Either I'm going to Google, I'm going to go look for, you know, designs like this saying, just sayings or whatever, or are trends. Okay. So like, you know, Mother's Day is coming up. Okay. So there are things, so I already know that's coming. People are going to start buying. So I would already be thinking about, okay, so Mother's Day, you know what I'm saying? Today isn't special because every day is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the iPads out there. That's so wrong.
And there will be some moms that would love to give that to another mom.
Right, yeah. Happy Mother's Day from your favorite child, okay? It's Mother's Day, worship me, okay? Got it. So now I want to show you guys as well on Amazon. So, you know, because this is like, you know, definitely research. Okay, what am I going to create? All right. Okay, so let's go over to Amazon as well, because I want you guys to see that like this stuff is actually selling, you know. So here's Mother's Day mugs is what I want to look up. Volume, and so I use a tool called Keywords Everywhere. Okay, you guys want to definitely write that down. Okay, I use a tool called Keywords Everywhere, and so it tells me the search volume for this actual phrase, Mother's Day mug. And if I come down, okay, so you all know about, rank and stuff like that. Then you can see the rank on here, personalized, gift, shark, and you can do personalized, okay, and print on demand as well. But look at that, 20,000 is the rank on that, okay? Can you guys see that?
Oh, yeah. I love that.
Here, look at how simple this is. My favorite child gave me this mug. You guys, that is simple text.
Yep.
That's text. Rank 38,000. It's not even available right now.
See.
You see what I'm saying? Look at these. I mean, like people are, and these are sponsored products, so people are actually paying for this. If I take away, because sometimes I have this thing that will take away all the Prime products or whatever, but let's go look at it with all the Prime products that are here. And then these are people that have sent this stuff in. These are all, look at this, just text, this lady is one awesome mom with an arrow up. I mean, you can literally go to Fiverr and have someone like
do your graphic.
You see what I'm saying? Like you could say, hey, recreate this for me, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
no, $5, right? But look at the look at the rank, 57,000. And this is not even Mother's Day is we're doing this in what, February, March. Look at this, 21,000. Look at that. Look how it's selling. $14.99 for a mug, right? Okay, so yeah, 33,000, $16.97. There's money to be made, guys. 6,000. Now this right here, that's a little bit different. They went all out on that one. Okay. But look at this. That's just text. Gift for mom. Funny mug. Thank you. 32,000.
Love
One
it.
FBA. Okay. What other questions did you ask me about it? So maybe I should show. I mean, what else do you want me to show?
Well, okay, so they figure out what they want to do. Maybe the idea, the concept is to get started in print on demand. What are some of the things that they have to keep in mind as they are beginning the process of doing research? So the first thing that they have to do is focus on what are people passionate about. So jot down a list of things that people are passionate about that they're aware of. You can think about your neighbors, people you go to church with, people you go to work with, any groups that you might be part of or your kids might be part of, where you talk to the parents or talk to other people and they're passionate about, like Fortnite. Kids are passionate about Fortnite right now. So, parents, we're getting ready to go back into another election season. So that's going to make things interesting. Some people are about to go into spring break. So I know Easter's coming up. She said Mother's Day. So what are things that people are passionate about? And guys, start with that list, write it down so that now you can move forward with, okay, what's the next step? Now that I got a list of things they're passionate about, I went and did some research on some memes. What's my potential next step?
Yeah, so now it's to create designs, okay? And so that's either you're gonna create them yourself, using, there's phone apps, that you can use. There's web-based apps that you can use. I don't know if you want me to go into detail about them, but there's different.
Let me just give one or two examples of that. Just one or two examples.
Yeah, so I'll tell you guys, I actually, like, if I wanted to recreate this one, let me see here, even this one right here. If I wanted to recreate that, I could probably just do it in WordSwag on my phone. Right? I'm just like, I mean, even if I wanted to leave out the arrow up, maybe I don't want an arrow up. You know what I'm saying? Like, because obviously I know that people are buying it. I can look at the rank and see that it's actually, people like it, they're buying it, and then there's 34 reviews. So not only buying it, there's reviews and stuff like that. So I could just, this lady is one awesome mom. I could take that, you guys, and here's my thought process. Father's Day is coming up too. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, this lady is one awesome mom. This lady is one awesome auntie. This lady is one awesome cousin. This lady is one awesome grandmother. Hello.
Hello.
Very passionate niche of people. Okay. Super. Like, okay, I'm not a grandmother, okay, but listen, let me tell you guys, that is one passionate group of people, okay? They buy all year long. All year long. Grandmothers buy all year long. So
I hope you guys wrote that down. She
I hope you did.
gave
Now,
you a golden nugget.
yeah, that they buy all year long. Okay, and then you could change the text, and you could test. The cool thing about print on demand, you could test it out, Nicole. So you could test out, this man is one awesome grandpa, right? Change the text. Of course, you probably want to have more of a masculine type text, but you could just take one idea and really just, kind of flip it all. This man is one awesome husband. Anniversaries happen all year long. That's not a holiday that happens, like Mother's Day and Father's Day. All those are like very pinpointed. You only have like a certain window of time to really get in and get out. Cool thing about print on demand, you can just leave your stuff up all year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like not like you send it in. But anniversaries happen all year long. Brides and stuff like that. People getting married, they get married all year long. Definitely in the summertime it's more hot, but you can think about, those different things. So, okay, so we got to create designs. You can, like I said, you can leverage word swag, right? Throw together a quick design. Here's the thing you gotta remember. You need to have a PNG file, transparent file. You must have. Okay, you have to have a transparent file. You can even use Canva.
That's a great tool. Canva is a great tool. Yes.
You can even use Canva to do your designs. So once you have your design, so once you get your design and done or whatever, then you got to select a print on demand provider that you want to use to produce your items. Okay. And there's quite a few of them, and they all have, some of them have like certain things that they sell. Like, I know one that has backpacks. Okay. There's some that have leggings. I mean, like, there's some that have skirts, like bathing suits. Okay. Like, it is like, I mean, like they're, and you may use different ones for different items, because some may have phone cases and the price point on them, you may like it better than another one. And so but don't try to have too many, but you may have two. I have two that I actually use. One I like better for mugs and cups and all that kind of stuff. The other one I like better for t-shirts and sweatshirts and, all that type of stuff. So you got to send that, put that file there, and it's usually free to sign up for the print on demand supplier. They don't charge you anything. That's why I said this business model can be a lower ticket than getting, into heavy, like private label or something like that.
Right.
And then you create, what you want to sell. I say start out with mugs. Because it's the sizing. You don't have to really be concerned about returns for sizing and stuff like that. Start out with mugs, and get out, like I said, get a ton of them out there, ton of designs, because you don't know which design's going to go crazy. I just, you just don't know. And so the more you have, the better it is. And most of my students, if they come to me and they're like, oh my God, I'm not making any sales. And I say, well, how many listings do you have up? Because it's no different than just, like when you're selling regular, right? You go to Walmart, they got 5 items. Guys, come on, the sales, the chance of you selling something is going to be very, very low, because now you have a very, very narrow, opportunity. So yes, I'm going to have, I don't knit at all. Like, I don't even know how to start knitting, but it doesn't stop me from selling to knitters, right? Yeah. Like, I don't even have a dog, but I have like dog fan pages. I have dog Instagram. I sell dog products, right? So
and that's the thing. You do have to have a variety up. I teach all the time. It's like, okay, yeah, you don't go into Walmart and see 5 items. You go in Walmart and probably see 500,000 items.
Right.
You have to have more. You have to have more than 5 up. You got to have more than 10. So especially, this is something that you don't even have to buy to list. That's the thing about it, is what she's saying. You don't have to buy to list it, to create the image. So you work on that. You figure out how you want to create the image. You can outsource it to Fiverr. She mentioned that before. Use WordSwag. So those are 2 things. Then you figure out your supplier. So you've done your research on your niches. Maybe you found some niches where people are passionate. People are passionate about their churches. They're passionate about a lot of stuff. Their dogs, grandparents are always passionate. People are passionate about hunting. So figure out what people are passionate about.
Right.
Then go and look for some memes or some sayings, draft some designs, and then the next thing is to find a supplier that you like. So for one, like, okay, so can you give us one example, like supplier that you like or that you've used or that you started off with?
Okay. I started off with Gear Bubble. Okay. So just, I started out with using them, and I still do use them like for my mugs and stuff like that. So I think that because with print on demand, you don't pay until it's time to place an order. Okay. So, and then, okay, so like the mug I may list it for like $17, right? But then I will pay the print on demand supplier the mug, the money for the mug, which sometimes they run specials, but it's like $4, right? And then I pay them the ship as well. So I don't touch the item at all. I mean, so I just basically pay them. So I may pay them, $9 or something like that, nine, and they take care of the supplies, the shipping supplies, everything. So yeah, so you want to make sure, and usually like I said, these mugs aren't necessarily like everyday drinking mugs that people just they can go to Dollar Tree and buy a mug for $1. So that's why I say you definitely want to make sure it's a passionate niche, because it's usually, like I said, a gift, or somebody just want to show their pride for whatever it is that they stand for, right?
Correct.
So they'll pay $14, what I'm saying, for a mug, or 17 or 19. I was selling the mug, I was selling for $21.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
$21, because it was just that they were just that passionate about that. And I tested the price. I went as high, I tried to see, as high as I could go, with it. Right. And then I figured out, okay, that $21 range is about where they're willing to pay to get that, to get the mug. So,
Okay. Now, she also gave you a couple of things there. When you are estimating your price for your item, you have to take into account whatever your supplier is that you're working with. You have to take into account ship, printing, those kind of expenses. Then you back into, okay, and whatever platform, you're going to have some expenses on whatever platform. So if you're on eBay, there's a expense once the item sells. If you're listing on Amazon, there's so every platform is going to have an expense. There's very platforms where it's just free to list it. But again, there are other opportunities. The great thing about this summit, we want to teach you that there's many different ways to do e-commerce. There's also many different platforms. There are some that are pretty much free. Like if you just want to stay on some of the free sites, you can do that. But the ones that are getting the traffic, Amazon is the number one to get the traffic. So you definitely have to have your stuff listed on Amazon and cross-listed on other platforms.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can sell this in the Facebook Marketplace if you want.
Yes. And that was one of the things I was going to say. Like there's so many different free ones, especially even mobile apps for people that want to do that. So one of our favorite is McCurry and Poshmark, but Facebook Marketplace, you can do that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about the different platforms, or maybe we didn't talk about all the different platforms. We talked about like a supplier. So I've gotten a supplier, is there anything special about when I'm engaging or connecting with, or what should I look for in a supplier?
So I would say to test out the quality. So definitely I would order, like I would order one of the items, and you don't have to pay full price for it. That's the cool thing. So you could just go into your, usually they give you a dashboard, and you can go in and place an order yourself, and then you can see what the quality is, right? When a customer goes to get it, because Amazon doesn't play about their customers, and you shouldn't either, right? So definitely see about, whatever the main things are you're going to sell, place an order for those things. So place an order for the mug, place an order for a t-shirt, sweatshirt and stuff like that, and kind of see what the quality of the item is prior to you just going all out, right? Especially if it's a new, or let me say it like this, especially if it's a newer supplier that has been launched, okay? Like Gear Bubble has been around for a while, right? They've been kind of vetted on their stuff. And there's quite a few others like Teespring, like there's like, a bunch of people that do this that are more vetted, right? And stuff. So I would feel comfortable, if you have one that's been around for years. But if you get a new one, and they just got on the scene and stuff like that, and they probably have like amazing prices, and they're like, yeah, well, you can get our mugs for 99 cents. Order the mug. You know what I'm saying? Like, order the mug. Okay. So
it arrives in pieces.
Right. Because you want to see that their packaging and stuff, because wherever you sell the item on, whatever platform you sell the item on, they're going to hold you responsible for that. They're not going to be looking to your print on demand supplier and holding them responsible. They're going to look at your store and they're going to say, you got to process a refund, a return. And
Yep.
yes, you are responsible for all of that and stuff. So yeah, so that's important to really do that.
So you mentioned t-shirts before.
Mm-hmm.
T-shirts, we know that there's merch. What's the difference between print on demand and what's happening with Amazon merch?
Yeah. So big difference. Okay. With Amazon merch, they are way. There's way more red tape. Okay. With Amazon merch, because it's Amazon's merch, but their designs have to be like, there's very strict specifications for designs for Amazon merch. Okay. And I have one student, that's all she does. She doesn't do Amazon, she doesn't do like the print on demand side, she does the Amazon merch side and stuff. So they have very much more stricter specifications on the designs and stuff. I don't do Amazon merch. I got signed up for it, but I just decided just to go with regular print on demand. But I know that's one of the major things was, for me, it just kind of slowed me down because I'm not a designer, right? So I'm like, listen, I'm doing this stuff on my phone, okay? So, my pixels, I'm like, oh my God, this is too much. But yeah, so it's definitely very, very, and they have like, with merch, one of the things I do know, like they start you out with like, 10 listings, or they start, like it's very throttled. Right. And then they kind of manage that very, very much, but it's a great business model. If that's what you want to do, you definitely can rock it out. So,
yeah. And there are a lot of people that are making a lot of money with Amazon merch, but again, the difference between Amazon merch and print on demand, you can make a lot of money with print on demand. Mm-hmm. Don't have inventory in your house. You can do it at your convenience. You want to list a bunch of stuff, find the niche, list a bunch of stuff. You can build the designs yourself, work it out with your supplier. Whereas merch has some guidelines, application process. Mm-hmm. Some of them you can make a lot of money, but just letting you know there is a difference between.
Yeah, there is a big difference. And, the designs and stuff too, like, like me going and searching, on designs, on Amazon and saying, oh, okay, well that mug, I can redo it. With merch items, you don't really want to do that with merch items, because those are like design, those are designs that people probably, I don't know if they invested a lot of money to get them done, but I just feel like it's a different model. And, I just wouldn't recreate someone's merch design. That's just my integrity model. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, no. We're not going to do that. Maybe get some inspiration or whatever. Cause like I said, I have a student, she has like amazing designs, but I know her, you know, a merch design, right? It's like, it's totally different. So that's just my 2 cents.
It's a different process.
Yes, it is.
So, you talked about, finding a niche that's year round. So, grandparents year round, people get married year round, anniversaries year round, people who love dogs or shoot guns year round, people go to church year round. So is there a specific time of year, like when it comes to shifting your focus on your print on demand, are there specific times of the year that kind of, you can get a spike in your print on demand business?
Yeah, so Christmas time, I mean, it's the same, like so Q4 is crazy for everybody, right? So even with print on demand, right, it could be just as crazy for us during that time. Just, think about, the designs, what people are buying, and people are buying gifts. And so it's like the best time. So like, you want to make sure like all year long, right, you're creating designs, right? And so definitely when it gets down to Q4, have those designs out there. The hunters, you know what I'm saying? The people that like to shoot guns, right? And any sort of trend that happened, throughout the year, people who passed away, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, guys, I'm serious. Like, when the one guy who did the faith, gotta have faith. What's his name? Michael?
George Michael, yes.
George Michael, right. I sold mugs, like George Michael mugs. Like, So you got to think about it. It might not be something that you want to buy, right? It doesn't matter. That's not what it is. There's, I used to tell myself all the time, Keysha, don't deny people the pleasure of buying just because you don't want to buy it. It doesn't mean that, because people get pleasure. Like, I mean, seriously, guys, like, people get pleasure out of buying stuff. I get pleasure out of buying. So I know other people do. Like, I went to the mall yesterday, bought high heel shoes. I bought a new dress and stuff. And I was like, oh my goodness, I released like 20 pounds, Nicole. And so I can fit in like a small dress. And I was like, oh my God. I wanted to take pictures of the tags. And, so I say to you all, just because you don't hunt, right? Just because you don't knit, because you don't crochet, which is another hot niche. Maybe you're not married, like drummers' wives, guys. Do you know drummers' wives are really like passionate about being a drummer's wife? Just because that's not who you are.
Yeah. I was going to say military and police too. That was the other one. But
yes. Police wives. Okay. Policemen, firemen, all those people are so passionate about what they do. And they should be, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they are like, they give up their life, that some of them give up their lives, for what they do. And so when you think about your niches, when you write out your niches of, people and stuff like that, you think about it. Religions are like super passionate about, people who are different religions. They're passionate about that. They want to show their passion for that particular thing that they love, right? So definitely 4C Black women who have 4C hair.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Naturals, women who are naturals. Oh my God. They, you know what I'm saying? Vegans.
Yes.
Vegans are cults. Vegans are cult-like, They are serious about that. So anyway, sorry, we went back to niches again.
That's all right. Well, and so all of that, you guys make sure that you're taking notes throughout this, because, especially if you get the all access pass, you go back and replay this. It'll maybe jog some ideas, some things you can make notes about. You can put it on your calendar for print on demand. Because one of the things I want to tell you, so my mom loves print on demand. Every year we get something from her, and I don't know. And I'm like, I should be your supplier, but no, I'm not my mom's supplier because she's not thinking about me. But anyway, I was out there. So this year I got a blanket that was engraved with my name on it. And, world's best mom. And it was like a throw for me to put on or use as I'm going to sleep. Because my autistic son, he loves to like try to sleep in the bed with me. And so I never get the covers. And so my mother brought me a separate blanket with my name on it.
Oh,
and think about all of the amazing things, especially for Q4. When it comes to embroidery, that's another option. The blanket thing, what my mom does. Again, I'm going to have to get her on point. She's got to buy from me. Then, he just mentioned mugs over and over again. You got T-shirts. You've got, she mentioned backpacks. You've got
phone cases as well.
Yeah, phone cases. I've seen there's a guy who has hammers that have little sayings on the sides of the hammers, and that's a form of print on demand. So I'm just saying, it is not just one thing. There's so many different ways you can do print on demand, so many different product choices, so many different ways in which you can go down the path of print on demand, like even socks.
High heel shoes too.
Yeah, high heel shoes and cheerleading. Like the cheerleading thing, they are like serious about all of their glitter this and bedazzled that. So
yeah,
pretty real. So Keysha, is there anything, like, just to summarize, are there any other things that you want to share with everyone about print on demand that they just need to keep in mind if they're going to get into the business?
Yeah. And as you were talking, I was thinking about when you mentioned cheerleading and stuff like that. I want you guys to really think long term with your e-commerce business, because the other thing is that so print on demand, you could literally have where people order. So say there's a class reunion, right? And you could have a business where people can order and you can do their class reunion t-shirts. You could do the t-shirts or whatever for the family reunion, right? You could do if there's a travel club, then you could be the provider. And so now, instead of you actually doing print on demand yourself or doing it, putting yourself on Amazon, you now become a business where people look to you to provide this for them. All right.
Right.
If you're a travel agent, okay, as a service, you can really offer to your clients, like, hey, what if you throw in and you say, I'll do the t-shirts as well. Of course, you put it in the price, right? You ain't gotta tell them, but you know what I'm saying? And you offer that as a service, because really in business, it's about standing out. Okay. And so if I got two travel agents in my hand, I got one that's saying, okay, I'll book you the cruise, your 50th birthday cruise, I'll book the cruise and da 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 da, right? And I got another one that's saying, I'll book the cruise and I'll provide, like some swag, some 50th birthday swag, Tell me what you wanted to say and give me your colors. Who am I going to go with?
I'm going with the other one.
You know what I'm saying? So it really, so I like to really, for people to think, like just big, really big picture. Definitely start out as a seller, get your feet wet, sell some stuff or whatever, but know that there is definitely bigger things that you can do with this particular business model of print on demand. So
there is. I'm so glad that Keysha shared a lot with us today, a lot. So Keysha, what are those people who are going to get the All Access Pass? And we know everyone here is watching is going to get the All Access Pass, but what are they going to get? What's your free bonus to them?
So my free bonus is I'm going to give you 50 plus design ideas. So for those of you all who are like, you want to shortcut the process and not have to go out and do all the research. Well, I've done it for you. Myself and my team, we've done it for you. And so we're going to give you the design ideas. You can take those. And if you want to have them recreated, you definitely can. If you want to use them, you can definitely use them as well. But we're going to give those to the folks that get the All Access Pass. Okay.
Okay. So you want to get your All Access Pass.
Definitely.
And that way you'll get those 50 free design ideas. And based on what we shared today, like we gave you a checklist, we kind of stepped through it. You could actually get started in print on demand tonight.
Right, today.
So whatever, if you're watching it at night, if you're watching it today, if you're watching it a week from now, you can get started real time in print on demand. There is nothing holding you back, and it has a low cost of entry. So that's one of the bonuses. Very little inventory, because you might want to sample some suppliers that haven't been vetted very well. Very little inventory that you have to deal with, if not any inventory, and just list it on platforms that you're already approved to sell on and go for it.
Yeah.
So, Keysha, thank you so much for sharing today. I'm glad that we had the opportunity to talk. You always give value. You always help spark ideas. And so I appreciate all that you do out in the e-commerce community, and also all you do to support your private community. So if you want to learn more about Keysha, you want to go to her bio page and click on her link so that you can get more information about Keysha, learn how you can work with her, and take advantage of all the other information she loves to share. Join one of her groups. She's got a great group. It's called the Purpose Penthouse. So we'll see you on the next recording. Thank you so much, Keysha.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.